powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome to Teed Off Dad, the new podcast where the fairways are long, the patience is short, and the stories, well, they're endless. I'm your host, Rich, a middle-aged dad with a golf obsession, a growing handicap, and a family that keeps me on my toes, on and off the course. Each week, I'll take you through my latest rounds, the highs, the hazards, and the hilarious moments in between. Because let's face it, life's a lot like golf. Unpredictable, frustrating, and very occasionally brilliant. One dad, one handicap, endless stories. Let's tee off. So at the minute, I have a dilemma. Not, in the grand scheme of life, it's not one of the biggest things in the world that's going to impact myself, but I'm seriously considering getting rid of my golf membership. Now, my local course, Branston Golf and Country Club, have two types of membership. They have the full course membership and they have their Eagle or Academy course membership. Now, for the affordability and the amount I've been playing, the Eagle Academy course has always been my preferred option. It just works with family and things like that, I could turn round and, within a couple of hours, down there, played 9 holes, back home, suited, kids, teenagers, don't get up till mid-morning, so I'll be out early, 9 rounds of golf, and then I've got a day to spend with wife and kids. So it's always worked. In an evening, you can always dart off in the summer months, do 9 holes of an evening, back in before it gets dark. Recently, I've just not played any golf. I think the last 3 weeks, since I played a round at the Belfry, early July, and since then I've not even swung a club. So now we're 3, coming up to 4 weeks. And always when I don't play a lot of golf, I always consider, is a membership right? Now, if I was to pay and play, it's 3 rounds a month is the equivalent. If I'm doing 3 rounds a month through the year, then the membership's worth it. But the other thing that's kind of a little bit galling is driving range. Now, it's best part of, if you book it online, you don't get any change out of 13 quid. But if you just turn up and just do so many balls, there's been lots of times people, 3-4 people queuing because all the bays are full. So I look at it that way and think, if I cancel it, is it then a couple of rounds of golf and then maybe a couple of visits to the driving range? Is that better value for me? But I don't know. I pay monthly, so it's not an affordability thing. It's just, am I getting value for it? Now, I don't know. I'm just in that world of, I suppose the last 3 or 4 weeks I've been in kind of a really weird mood. Not mood, or a weird feeling. I'm not ill, but then I don't feel 100%. I feel a bit more tired. I know we've had July in the UK has been hot for us anyway. A lot of people around the world will go, "Oh, that was cool then." But when you're looking at, for us in the UK, late 20s, early 30s, that is hot. We're not used to that on a consistent basis, and we've had weeks of it. So it's kind of been, even on an evening, we seem to have this temperature thing where it goes, the day will start at 20 when it's hottest. We'll start probably 8 o'clock in the morning at 20, and it'll be its warmest probably 6 o'clock. Afternoon into evenings, just it gradually gets hotter. And we've had nights where it's been mid-20s at 1 in the morning. So it's been uncomfortable, not sleeping very well. Air conditioning for us is a luxury, not a necessity. so it's not really, we just normally throw air around everywhere using multiple fans. And I suppose it doesn't help, I'm going away in August, so there's another couple of weeks where I won't be playing golf. So I don't know, I have these moments. I think the wife gets sick of me. A couple of times a year I have kind of a mini meltdown and decide, just think what I could be doing with the money. Should I do this, should I do that? But I suppose the thing is, I just need to get out there. I know when I'm there I enjoy it. I enjoy the short course. It's not overly challenging, but it's good to work on things. There's lots of iron, or they're all iron shots basically, unless short hitters use drivers, but iron shots are the key. So it's really good practice. The greens aren't too bad compared to the main course, which I have played a few times. Yeah, you can tell, you know where the money is. The target audience is the 18-hole course, not the 9-hole, because you get the public, you get people just walking on. So yeah, that's my dilemma. So when I had a thought of this idea, I'd got a week. I've now got 2 days to decide before I start paying for another month. So I think tonight, bit of thinking, figure it out in my head, and yeah, I will let you know which way I've gone, and I'll also let you know if I've actually got off my arse and played golf. So as if golf isn't hard enough on its own, we recently did a corporate golf day for the Civil Engineering Contractors Association, or SECA. Now, we booked a team, took a couple of our clients, suppliers, what have you. So we played a 4-ball. First thing, you pick your card up, pick your team, where you're starting, blah blah blah. Do always shotgun start on the corporate day, so everybody finishes about the same time, able to sort the scorecards easy enough. So we start off and we get an orange ball. Now the orange ball, the premise of the orange ball is you all play as you would normally, but each in turn you play a hole with the orange ball rather than your own ball. So for example, I teed off on 1, and then I'd tee off again with the orange on 5. So that's the plan. And at the end of the day, not only do you have a team score, you then have a team orange ball score. So there's lots of different prizes. You then got your closest to the pin on a couple of holes, and longest drive, etc. So first tee, we get out there, have a bit of a warm up, swing a few big swings, get the shoulders moving, etc. Because corporate days, yeah, you're normally chatting 10 minutes before. If you're on the driving range, there's that element of look at him type thing. So yeah, which is no good for starting off well on golf. So all stood on the tee, waiting for the klaxon to go off, so that we all tee off. As organizer for our team, I get the orange. So first tee at a place called where was it? Aston Wood Golf Club, north of Birmingham. Really nice golf club. About 150 yards in, there's a pond. It's only about 20 yards long, and then you've got the fairway to the green. So stood on, calm, as I said, waited for the klaxon, took another practice swing, looked forward, and managed to top it 150 yards. So saw it kind of bundle along dry fairway into the rough, and thought, that won't be too bad. So everybody else took their shots. I think one went in the water, so re-teed. I was convinced mine would be just short of the water. So I walks up, no sign of it, look in the edge of the little pond. Yep, orange ball in. So I think, right, so I've not lost it. So took a drop, the penalty drop behind the put, in line with where it went in the pond, and just shanked it. No other word. Went about 50, 60 yards right into a lake. So ultimately the pressure of the orange did me. Not only did I try and lose it once, I tried to lose it again with the shank into the pond, and that time it was well and truly, the water went off to the right in between us and the next hole, and I was properly in. So another drop, had an absolute nightmare. But yeah, my jokey bit behind it was, at least the pressure of the orange ball's gone now, as everybody looked at me, gone out, because I've just lost them the opportunity of an additional prize. But that was if we'd have been good enough as a team. So at least in my head, pressure off, play your own game. And yeah, ended up, I think, if it wasn't for the mess up on the first, I'd have broken 100 that day. So yeah, but if it was going to happen to anyone, it was going to happen to me. It's just one of those things. So the next, I suppose, story I wanted to touch on was my daughters in the last couple of years both played rugby. Now the youngest decided she's not afraid of being tackled, but the thought of running at somebody full pelt and trying to deck them, knock them on the floor, wasn't her bag. So she decided it's not for her. So we stayed with the eldest. She enjoyed it, goes to training, what have you. So this time, first time in a couple of years, they decided to do a golf day. So signed up, as it's our local rugby club, they played it at kind of my course, but on the championship course. So all good. We all met in the bar beforehand. A few drinks had gone down before I got there. Had a bit of a put on the practice green, a few swings in the net, and then there was 5 teams of 4 was the plan. 20 people. Again, we did the prizes for closest to the pin, longest drive, that type of thing. So everybody tees off, we all watch, put the pressure on everybody before us. Everybody congregates around the tee. So everybody stood on the tee box is got the pressure not only of the other 3 playing partners, but then you've got another 15 people stood there staring at you. And as much as you don't admit it, you kind of want somebody to knock it into, because the championship tees, the first tee, about 30 yards in front of you, you've got water, and then you've got a long fairway with a right hand side bunker, about 180, 190, then a bit of a stream, probably 60, 70 yards further on, then you've got about another 15 yards from the stream to the green. So in reasonable terms, it's, for me, my mindset is 4 iron off the tee, 6 iron off the tee, then either a approach wedge or my pitching wedge into the green. Easy enough, you think. So everybody goes, and just as the organiser, he says, right, there's the 3 of you, so there is myself and 2, so I'm a 22 handicap, the 2 older chaps, so I'm now heading late 40s, the 2 older chaps, I think one was mid 60s and the other one was early 60s, and we're waiting for one other lad. So I think our 4 ball was made up of 2 22 handicaps and 2 28s. So they tried to split it around. So this chap's paid, so we're just waiting for him. everybody tees off and then it's down to us. And we stood on the tee box thinking, right, let's all tee off, and if this chap turns up, none of us knew who he was, none of us knew each other as we're on the first, but we're all there for, support the rugby club. So first chap turns up and we're like, are you Danny? No, I'm not Danny. Right, I'm playing this course. All right, okay. So he wanders off. Next chap turns up. I said, it's not my turn to ask. So one of the other chaps asks, are you Danny? No. Third chap turns up ready to play his round of golf. Are you Danny? Yeah. No, but people call me Dan. All right, are you the Danny we're looking for? Oh, no, that's not me. It's just a bit of coincidence. So we all look at each other thinking, right, this is it. He's not coming. So, yeah, all tee off. So then they do the handicap advantage. So I think the lowest handicap, they work to, what did we do, 75%, was it 70%, 80%, 90%, so they're all balances off, so hopefully nobody gets penalised. So ultimately we go round, there's only 3 of us, really warm sunny day, getting tiring, got round all 18, the last 5 or 6 were a bit of a slog really, it was a really warm day, we've been waiting around for a bit, so yeah. So scoring wise we thought we'd done well, so we came 11 under overall. I think we were playing, I think they call it Texas Scramble, so the 4 of us, or 3 of us as it was, so we 11 under, which we thought was, we were really chuffed with. So cards get handed in, everybody's looking, we're all sat round on the pavilion looking over the 18th green. So the organiser starts reading out, and then I don't know, I find this a little bit unjust. I wouldn't make a scene of it, just have a little gripe personally, but we came 5th out of 5 with 11 under 61. The 4th team, made up of 4 people, then came 4th with 11 under 61. 3rd place then was 60. 2nd place was 59, and 1st place, again these are all 4 balls, was 55. So 17 under. But I was thinking to myself, if there's only 3 of us, we've either missed the opportunity to play the game and actually do, because everybody gets the opportunity, 4 tee shots, 4 fairway tee shots, 4 putts, that type of thing as you go round. So if there's only 3 of us, we then only get 3 opportunities. Now in hindsight, I don't know, can you do 4 opportunities? Say that we take it in turns, whoever had the previous 4th shot, then the next one takes that, to make it comparable to the others. Because I thought 3 of us to come, an adjusted 11 under is a better score than an 11 under with 4 people. Now I only have a little bit of a gripe, because at the end of the day our prize was a wooden spoon. So we were given 4 wooden spoons to hand out for our 4 players because we were last. Now this is probably the competitive bad loser coming out in me, but in my head we either didn't play the game well enough, or I think we should have been second to last because we only had 3 people, not 4 people. But again, it was fun, it was a laugh. Played some good golf, some bad golf, and I'd probably say anything in between. But yeah, it was an enjoyable day. A couple of drinks after, go home, showed the wife and the kids my prize, the handwritten wooden spoon and the badly tied bow. So yeah, all in all, it was a good day, but just feel a little bit. I'm still, I suppose you could tell the tone, still a little bit put out that we came last. Never like coming last in anything, but yeah, overall, yeah, good afternoon. Course was nice. Course played nicely. So yeah, all good. I did have a bit of a shock. So one of the chaps I was with, tall chap, didn't wear his hat to start with. Just, yeah, because it was warm but it wasn't sunny. And then as we started going around, I think a couple of holes in, he decided to put his hat on. And at the moment he put his hat on, I turned round and I had to take a double take, because he turned from somebody that I wouldn't have associated or recognised, and he turned into the spitting image of Jurgen Klopp, the former Liverpool manager. And at that point, there was a double take. He looked at me as if he'd got something on his nose, or something on his face that he'd not seen, and I just had this. Yeah, and at one point, part way round, I nearly shouted, "Good shot, Jurgen," but I thought that probably wouldn't be apt with somebody that I didn't know. Yeah, but no, that moment when he put his hat on, I don't know why I didn't think he'd look similar without the hat, but just as soon as he put that hat on, he was the spitting image of Jurgen Klopp. Now, something maybe a little bit, the confusion of golf, the consistency and what have you. Now, I've played twice now a course in Wolverhampton called, or just outside Wolverhampton, South Staffs Golf Club. Really nice golf club. Some really good holes. Always well maintained the times I've been. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Now, there's got to be an element of understanding, or having played a course before, you know all about it. Because the first time I've ever played was a couple of years ago. I suppose the other bit is, over time, the more you play, the more you improve. But generally, so probably a few years ago, got invited to play again through work or through some suppliers that we use. Invited us to play, went along, didn't know the course, didn't know anything, went round in 106. Now, at the time, I thought that was pretty rubbish, but again, I think at my level, when you're looking 20 handicap golfers, it's silly shots, silly mistakes, duffs, all the daft stuff that you could do without comes into play. But I went round, played some really good shots. Just remember playing a couple of absolute sparklers, middle of the fairway, went a good distance, but overall I think putting, chipping and a couple of tops and bits and bobs ruined it. So a couple of years later got invited. Now this was a Steve Bull charity golf day. Now Steve Bull, the former Wolverhampton Wanderers and England striker, so he now does a lot of charity work in the West Midlands. So he arranges a golf day. You pay for your 4-ball. There's a bit of food afterwards, presentation. It's generally, a good afternoon and evening. So second time I play, I suppose I should have known. The first one, hole one, you start at basically just outside the clubhouse.
next to the pro shop, only a small little remote pro shop from the clubhouse, and you tee off downhill. As I said, I should have known. I hit my driver, it went left, bounced off a tree, back into the fairway. I was still 200 yards down. I'm thinking, that's a stroke of luck on the first. And it just seemed to carry on. And basically, I started playing well. I don't know if it gave me the confidence, not playing the first badly, or knowing the course a bit more, understanding where we were hitting, what we were doing. But I then turn around 18 holes later and walking off with an 89. Now, that's the first time I've ever beaten 90. Bit of luck involved. But, yeah, to have beaten 90 and to be 17 shots better, which is basically one shot a hole better than I had previously, I was chuffed to bits. So, yeah, I can't... I've not really... When I played the 106, I recorded the score, but I didn't take any information on how I'd played, what were the good things, what were the bad things, whereas now I'm a little bit more understanding how things go, which are the good shots, what do I need to work on. But yeah, to break 90 at a really good... I just remember coming up the 18th, hit a reasonable driver off the tee, and just took my 5-wood out and absolutely leathered a 5-iron onto the green. And I just... things like that, I suppose it's one of those, when it's your day, it's your day. And I suppose you see with professionals, one day they can shoot 8 under, the next day they can shoot level or worse. But yeah, I'm just... I can't put my finger on, was it that I had experience of the course? Was I better because I played more leading up to that round, the 89, than I had the 106? I don't know, but yeah, it's a question to ask myself. Was it? Yeah, that's still the best round 89 I've scored. So yeah, I kind of feel like I want to go back and play it again. It's yeah, try and I've got a target now. But yeah, I need to figure out. But I suppose it could be a lot of things. Could be I played it, I'm playing better, I'm reducing the stupid shots, maybe putting was better. But yeah, I'd be interested to know if that was the case. Now, I hadn't planned on having the resolution in this episode to the dilemma. Do I take the membership on or do I quit and do what I need to do? But I don't know if I just got excited by the fact that I'd got a section called Rant that I did in episode 2. But yeah, I put that in this episode, so I'm listening to it back, double checking I'm not swearing or that type of thing, and I start to think, the rant, I've done this, have I? So just pause where I was uploading and editing, went back, yeah, I'd put it in episode 2. So that's left me approximately 6 minutes short of content. So the first thing that came to mind was to discuss the resolution. Now, the problem I've got, as I've said before, I pay monthly for my membership, and I feel recently I've not been getting my money's worth. I'm not playing enough. I've been in a bit of a mood. Just, yeah, I've talked about this before. So I got to 2 days before my membership was to renew, or the monthly, as I do it monthly. If I cancel it before the end of the month, I'm then in a position where I can cancel it before I make another payment. So I'm thinking about it, go to work, come back, kids' events, what have you. Before you know it, it's first of the month, I paid for the month, and decision made. I was lax, I was lazy, and yeah. But August, and as I said, I was going away for a couple of weeks away from the golf course. So I'm now 7 weeks into really not playing much golf. Now the weather is still pretty good, it's cooled down a lot, and my intention is now I've got to use it, I've got to get out there. I'm going to try a couple of after works, a couple of Saturdays, Sunday mornings, and I have noticed a club competition coming up. So I'm going to enter myself into that on the full championship 18-hole course. Well, if you want to play golf, do it under pressure. That's what they say, isn't it? If you can play well under pressure, you'll play even better when the pressure's off. So that's my plan. But I'm still in the back of my mind. I'm just over halfway through the month, and I am going to get to that exact position all over again if I don't play golf. So it's in my hands now. I've got to go out, I've got to put some rounds under my belt, even if they're just the 9 holes. I've just got to get playing again. I've noticed my golfing shorts are a little bit tight around the middle, so I've obviously been living well for the last few weeks. So not a lot of exercise and living well is not a bad combination for me. So golf it is. My aim, I've got just under 2 weeks left of August, and I'm going to push it. I want to play 4 times, a minimum of 4 times, or a minimum of 4 lots of 9 holes. So I want to play at least 36 holes between now and the end of August. If not, 36 plus 9, 45, 5 rounds. I've got to do it. I enjoy it when I'm there. I don't feel as... I think the warm weather and being away from work and letting your brain... just letting your brain relax for a period of time, it's probably done me. They're probably ready. I was probably ready for a holiday, as I say. So, yeah, that is the plan. 5 rounds is my target. So I probably won't do another podcast till the end of the month, and that's going to be the target for the end of the month. I want to be coming on recording episode 5, having done 5 lots of 9 holes, so 45 holes by the end of August. That is the plan, and that is what I am going to go for. If I fail, failure's not an option. Don't look at it that. Be positive. I've got to think positive. Yep. 45 holes before the end of August. So thank you for listening. Appreciate anybody that spent the time getting to this point and is still listening. Kind of makes it feel a little bit worthwhile that way. So yeah, a bit of admission. Everything is recorded by me, edited badly by me, uploaded by Buzzsprout, edited in Riverside and recorded through Cleanfeed. So it's a bit of a me, myself and I doing this. Thank you, as I say, anybody that's interested and has listened. I now have an X page at @Dad, where I'll just start, posting a few images or videos, along the lines of what I'm doing. Nothing more than just to run aside this page, and basically any comments, anything you want to say, I'm at teedoffdad@gmail.com. One dad, one handicap, endless stories. From tee-shots to teenage tantrums. This has been Teed Off Dad. Thank you.